Hey James, what's going on? Good day. 필님, 지수님, 웨이크업님, 정시호님, 원호님, halfmoon님, as always, 100% attendance. Who's not here? I think that would be the quicker question to answer. 번기님, 강한찬님, 웨이크업님, 정크리스님, 브렐님, 응님 feels really gave me a heart attack. Give you a heart attack? What gave you a heart attack? Hey Unicorn, what's up? How's it going? How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing tonight? 8 days in a row, baby. 8 days in a row. Breaking the record every day here. This is my 8th consecutive stream. Never done before. Never done before. I'm actually really tired. I mean, I probably can't really justify being so tired, but I do feel tired. We're on the right channel, right? We've been streaming almost daily lately, and I find myself having trouble remembering which channel I'm supposed to be streaming on. We're on the right stream, right? I actually just got up. I was just out of it. And I just got up, and oh man, my day and night routine just got totally messed up. I hope I don't stay up all night doing something. So, Ronnim, but are you okay, Sam? So many live streams. Well, you know, it's. I really want to see how long I can keep this up. Although I know I shouldn't really push myself. I probably shouldn't overdo it, because like, let's face it, this is not like a short-term thing that I'm doing, right? So, but yeah, that's right. This is our 8th stream in a row. 8th stream in a row. Sam has amazing memory. I have an amazing memory. What did you eat for dinner today? Not sandwich. I guess I could have had a sandwich, but I don't remember what I had. What did I have? Actually, I just got up, so I didn't really have dinner. Because I started my day kind of late, and so I didn't really have breakfast. The first meal I had was more like lunch, and then I had something around maybe 3 or 4 o'clock, I think. And so you can see why I haven't had dinner yet. You don't want to give us any break. Well, you know, yeah. No, you know, to be honest, if I'm being really honest with you, the only reason that I'm streaming for so many days in a row is because I want to see how long I can maintain this. And I'm also kind of curious, like, at what point can I start telling people that I stream daily? You know what I mean? Like, I started thinking about that. So let's say that we actually keep this going, which is very unrealistic if you think about it. But let's say that we actually keep this going for like 30 days or so. Like, at that point, can I start telling people that I stream daily with a few exceptions along the way? Like, afraid of you taking really long break after this. No, as long as my health keeps up, nah. Because I've been wanting to stream like very often, almost daily, ever since like yeah, I've been wanting to do it for a very long time. It's just that my health was really failing in the past several weeks. But I'm better now. I'm doing a lot better now, and so here I am. It's now one of your morning routines. My morning routines. You mean my evening routines? Hello, Pearson. How you doing? Yeah, that can be a problem, not being able to remember which topic you covered. Which I know. Yeah, I'm kind of all over the place because, as many of you know, I am not very organized. I know it may seem like I'm organized, but I'm really not. And I don't really recommend I don't really recommend that to learners as well. I mean, I don't want you to try to be too organized in terms of like what you're learning, and in terms of like learning material. Trying not to be too organized. I don't recommend it. It should come to you more naturally. 하루 종일 기다렸어요, 마기래. Can you I guess the way I would explain that to a native speaker, like how we use that expression 마기래, like how would you explain that? In what context do we use 마기래? It's let's see. So it's usually after we make some kind of statement or we ask a question, after which we realize could have been something that was maybe a bit too much. Something that was maybe overstated, or something that was maybe a question that may have seemed a bit over the edge in some way. Something like that, right? Something that could be cringy, or it is complicated, but I love that expression. It's a good way to express that you understand, that you acknowledge the fact that it may have been a little too much, maybe not quite appropriate for the situation, Maybe something was over. Whoa. Wow, that's that's great. Thank you so much for the super chat. That's one of the biggest super chats I've got recently. Thank you very much for that. 연서 수업 정규수업 감사드려요. 쌤도 이렇게 열심히 하는데 나는 더 열심히 해야지 하는 마음을 지니고 있어요. That's great. 하지만 늘 건강이 우선인 거 아시죠? Yep, I'm trying to keep that in mind. Yeah, I'm trying to. Thank you again for the super chat. I really appreciate it. 마기래? No. Trust me, there is no expression in English that perfectly matches 마기래, which makes this expression very exceptional, right? It's a very special expression. It's one of those expressions that I really appreciate in the Korean language. Yeah, it's kind of like that, right? How come Sam likes that expression? I don't know. It's just I don't know why it ever went away. Like, how did it actually lose its popularity, right? There are a few expressions that I really wish people kept using, that I don't really understand why people stopped using. And it's kind of interesting how certain expressions just kind of fade away, you know what I mean? Like, why do expressions actually fade away? Like, what happens? Do we lose connection, or do we somehow, do we lose connection with that sentiment, Kind of like 엽기적이다. I mean, we used to use that description all the time. Like, everybody used to use 엽기적이다, right? And for some reason it just went away. Like, I don't get it. Why did we stop using the expression 엽기적이다? I think that's another very interesting expression that we have in Korean that is really difficult to express or explain in English. Yeah, so I'm here, so that means I'm doing great. 여러분, 나중에 저 부자 되면 저도 슈퍼챗 1억 할게요. Wow. Yes. I don't think that's possible. Since it's back to school, my daughter has been a bit nervous lately, as always around this time. I see. So she gets a little nervous by the time she has to go back to school after vacation or spring break, right? I think was it you that told us that the kids are on spring break nowadays? We went out for a walk in the morning and got some snack. Felt happy even though we didn't talk much. Yeah, it's those little subtle moments, day-to-day moments, right? That really makes life feel like living, right? It's kind of the same when it comes to like remembering someone, having a memory of someone. It's these little details that are very hard to explain, but all that comes together and it gives you that memory of that person or what it felt like to be with that person or a pet or something. So yeah, those are really the precious moments, aren't they? Yeah, well, Amber's still going through it. She still, I can sense that she is very reluctant to go outside and take a poop. She doesn't. I don't think she likes to do that because, I think it hurts when she's trying to poo. But hopefully it's gonna get better in the next few days. I think I used to use magide 10 years ago. Yeah. But some people abuse it after saying some rude comments, saying rude words, and trying to smooth the situation by saying magide. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, but I don't know. I guess it depends on who it is, but I don't really remember anybody using it in a very, very obnoxious way. But I guess it's an expression of being it's a way of acknowledging an awkward moment. I guess that's one way to put it. Hopefully I can understand and absorb everything. Well, I mean, that would be great, sure, right? But it's really not necessary. You really don't have to feel like you have to understand everything that we cover. Just as long as you're here, as long as you spend this time, listening to English, using English, that experience is what matters, actually. Yeah, I noticed that some of you guys actually were expecting that, but I don't think they have that expression in English. Besides, it's a dead expression, right? We don't use it anymore. So what would be the point? Like it would be pointless to cover that because nobody uses that expression anymore. Belong to only one generation, another generation just replaces them with another. That could be, yeah. You might be right about that. Although I can't really think of a replacement for magide. Yeah, again. Well, I'm enjoying the fact that I can actually do this. Although, yeah, no, really, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy these streams, but right now I'm really enjoying the fact that I can actually do this for so many consecutive days, which is saying a lot about, my health, because many of you guys know I've spent the last several months kind of, I was pretty much... I wasn't bedridden, but it was as if I was bedridden for several months because I really couldn't do anything. I couldn't focus on anything. I couldn't get any work done. And so I'm just really happy that I'm back and that I can actually do this. And so as a way of celebrating my return to my regular health, somewhat, not 100%, I've given myself this challenge to stream as many consecutive days as I can. Let's see. 상처가 커서 아파할 것 같아요, 엠버. Yeah. I mean, the surgical scar turned out to be a lot bigger than I was thinking. Yeah. I shared a picture with the members on Discord, and I showed them the scar that Amber has on her side. And I'm sure a lot of people didn't really express it, but I'm sure a lot of them were shocked. How long do you think it takes for her to get a bit better, enough to go out freely? What did the doctor say? Well, she's gonna have her stitches removed about a week from now. Tomorrow we have another appointment. We're gonna take her. We have another appointment tomorrow. We're gonna take her to the vet and have her scar checked to check if there are no infections or anything. Make sure everything's clean and everything's on the right track. And I think a week from tomorrow is when she's getting her stitches removed. And so I'm kind of hoping that's when she could slowly get back to her normal routine. I mean, that would be great, right? Well, she had surgery recently, and it was because of some kind of infection. It's a mild form of cancer, from what I understand. I'm not a doctor, so I don't really know exactly what it is, but yeah, no, it's great. Yeah, me too. You know, it's I don't think I'm tired mainly because of doing all these streams, but like other stuff, you know. 선생님, 근데 Z 발음 너무 어렵습니다. Jazz, pizza 이런 것도 어렵습니다. I think the hard part of pronouncing certain things is overcoming that awkwardness. That because it's just so, I mean, you could, right? You could make that sound as if you're imitating the sound of an animal. That's how I always explain it. Think of it as you're trying to imitate the sound of an animal, and just forget about how we phonetically spell it out in Korean, right? So what happens is most people tend to get caught up on those words, how we write it in Korean, jeju and pija, and so you have to just completely forget about that and just treat it as a sound. It's just a sound. You hear it, you just imitate it, try to imitate it exactly. And again, the hard part is to overcome that extreme awkwardness, because it's so cringy. A lot of these expressions, they sound so cringy, and so you choose to just kind of stick with the Korean spelling, how we phonetically spell it out in Korean, right? And so I think that's the hard part. I don't think it's that hard to imitate the sound. And so I think like that's step one. Step one is to realize why it feels hard. What it really means to say that it's difficult to pronounce this or that. And so I think, whoa, what's the unicorn? My gosh, thank you for the super. That is, I hope this wasn't a mistake, because we have I have no way of refunding this money. Okay. Thank you very much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Maybe I should do these every day. Maybe I should stream every day. Just out of curiosity, why is the title of this live named Hoxi? Well, because I have a dialogue that I want to go over with you guys today. It's not like a very hardcore dialogue. It's going to be I think it's going to be a relatively laid back, relaxed, relatively easy dialogue, because we've covered a lot more difficult dialogues than this today, than the one we're going to cover today. But so there are a few expressions that you will see in today's dialogue that translates that when translated into Korean, we use the expression 혹시. So that's why. I like this time because it feels like listening to a podcast. I mean, in a traditional type of podcast, we would have someone like a guest maybe, but more like a radio maybe. 혹시 오늘은 정말 어려운 표현 알려주시나요? I don't think it's, well, as I always say, if something feels difficult and hard, it usually means that you're just not familiar with it. So, but I promise you that everything that we cover in today's dialogue will be just casual expressions that native speakers use in day-to-day speech. Nothing that we ever cover is actually that's true for everything that I cover. So since the sandwich you had yesterday, I looked up Ross's sandwich episode for Wednesday. Why? It just reminded you of that. It reminded of you of that, and maybe you just wanted to see that episode again. Hello Sam, 매일 강의했지만 어제 강의 너무 이해되고 좋았습니다. Yesterday, over on the toddler channel. Oh, that second version of that. Yeah, I think I think it's I don't know why I never realized this before, but I think it's a good way for, especially for beginner learners, but also even for like intermediate and maybe even for higher level learners. I think it's good to kind of take one situation and approach it from different points in time, and that because that usually requires you to exercise the use of the various tenses in the English language. And not only that, depending on which point in time you're talking about a situation, or you're engaging in a dialogue about a situation, depending on that, you may have, naturally you'll be talking about different things, and you'll be using different expressions. And as you do that, as you approach a situation, as you talk about a situation from different perspectives and different points in time, it kind of gives you a more well-rounded understanding, and you can just kind of connect yourself with that situation a lot better, you know what I mean? So I think it could be a very interesting learning experience, and if I am happy with how it turns out, I might actually use this method a lot more often in the future. I don't think I've ever done this before, but trying to catch up your previous streaming. I did a double take this streaming down, so even better. Yeah, you really didn't think I would be streaming again tonight, right? Me neither. Hoxie means, do you happen to verb or by any chance? Well, there are a number of ways to a number of ways they express that that expression, 혹시. So we're gonna go through some of them, not all of them, but some of them today. Yeah, I hope she gets better soon too. I feel like I'm coming down with a cold. 이거랑 I have a feeling I'm coming down with a cold. It's they're very similar. They're very, very similar. It depends on how it's used. So, just to be clear, there is no underlying rule. There's no rule that says these two expressions should be distinguished in this way and they should be used differently. No, there's no rule like that. The only rule that we can find is that we can just observe how people use it, and in some contexts it just sounds better to say this, and in some other contexts it may sound better to say it differently. And I know that as learners of the English language, you and I, we feel compelled to find clear rules between similar words and express. What was that? We feel compelled to draw a line between very similar words and expressions because it makes us feel like we can get a better understanding of this, and that'll ultimately lead us to be able to use those words and expressions better. But what I recommend is, I probably say this all the time whenever I get questions like this, but whenever you come across like similar words and expressions and you feel like you want to understand the difference, always just begin with a sentence. Always begin with the sentence. Okay, so in this sentence, which is more natural and which is more fitting, and why? Okay. What I'm saying is, try not to separate a word or expression from the context and from the sentence, and just try to understand them by coming up with a rule or a formula. You see what I'm saying? Because everything depends on context. Everything depends on how it's used and what you're talking about. I hope that makes sense. I recorded myself speaking English and it sounded like a Korean person really trying hard to imitate a native speaker, not natural. Well, that's almost impossible. You can't, it's, it takes, okay, so when I think about like my strongest learner ever, like among all the people that I've met who were learning English, and I think about my strongest learner, like the person who improved the most, who were the most advanced learner. Even he would feel the same way about himself. I actually have a certain person in mind. Even he would feel the same thing about himself, that he doesn't feel like a native, and that he sounds like, a Korean person, like you're saying right now, a person who's trying to sound like a native. So, I think what you need to keep in mind is that that's not what the goal is. The goal is not to be a native speaker, because that's like, realistically, that's very, very difficult. You know what I mean? If you really wanted to be very close to a native speaker, you would need to spend almost all day, every day using just English. And even then, there's, it's not likely for that to happen in the foreseeable future. So I think it's important to manage your expectations about how much your English is going to improve, considering the amount of time and effort that you're putting in. I think it's important to kind of manage your expectation. I think it's important. Yesterday, because think of this, like a foreigner who's learning Korean, they don't have to sound like a original Korean. And it's okay if if they're obviously a foreigner and they obviously sound like a foreigner who is trying to sound like a native, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, right? So that's not really a problem. I really want to, you really shouldn't worry about that. Tenses are hard. I saw a girl wearing the same headsets as yours you have on now. I want to get those ones. Well, maybe you should. They sound okay. They're very comfortable. And you never have that there's no pressure of having to keep them in good condition or worrying about, like, I love the fact that you don't have to charge them. Nowadays you have to charge everything. So I'm really glad that you don't have to charge them, and they're just really light and they're really cheap, considering what you can do with them. And so you really don't have to worry about them. It'll be a load off your mind. It'll take a load off and give you a peace of mind, knowing that they're easily replaceable and they really don't cost much. Did you create voice channel on Discord? Oh, no, I haven't. Let me just do that right now. And I think I should probably... Yeah, give me a second. Okay, we have about 5 minutes left. I forgot we were here to do this. I was just focused on answering your questions, or just talking about what you guys were asking about. Give me a second here. Okay, voice channel. LA. We're on the LA channel, right? Okay, February 26th. Create channel. Bring it to the top. Okay, it's created, and one other thing that I have to do is make sure that the link is... Okay. We have the renewed link on the community, not the community page. What is it? What is it called now? It's not the community page, right? What is it called? It's called posts. Why do they call it posts? Okay, so the Discord link on the main channel here under the posts page, in the posts page, has been renewed, so you can use that link. I should probably do the same with the toddler. I'll do that. I'll do the toddler channel tomorrow. I think I have to leave Discord and come back. open the Discord again. So when something is a load off your mind, it means that it's something that you don't have to worry about. It's one less thing to worry about. So it'll give you a sort of peace of mind. Because let's say, you know, like typically when you have an expensive anything, it could be a piece of clothing, a car, like anything that like maybe like a smartwatch that's really expensive. I mean, you're gonna worry about keeping it safe and clean and undamaged, right? Or maybe even getting it stolen. You're gonna be worried about those things. But let's say that something is easily replaceable, and it's not, you know, you can just easily lose something and it wouldn't really matter because it's so cheap and it's easily replaceable, and that is a load off your mind, right? So. 하루 일상생활에 몇 퍼센트 정도 영어로 생활하나요? It depends. It depends what I'm doing that day. But I'd say... about 60%, 60 to 70%. On an average day. On an average day, I probably use about 60 to 70. I probably 60 to 70 at least. I think listening for a long time isn't quite helpful for me. The important thing is keep speaking louder. Everything. Yeah. That's right. That is, you are right about that. All right, a minute left. Well, the 90% is whenever I'm online. Whenever I'm online, consuming content, reading articles, keeping up with the news, communicating with other people who are online. But you got to remember, I have a wife and I have dogs. And I occasionally go out and interact with the real world. And I live in Korea. So when you consider that, of course, I use a lot of Korean. And so right now, when someone asks me that, I try to think of like how much time do I spend a day online, doing things online, interacting with people online, consuming content online. And I think I probably spend on average about 60 to 70% of my day consuming content and communicating with online people. And so that's why I gave that answer. Okay, let's begin. Let's begin with today's dialogue. Oops. It's this one here. Okay. Oh, no. Okay, it's this one here. 혹시 최근에 Daphne랑 뭐 얘기 나눈 적 있어? 혹시 최근에 Daphne랑 얘기 나눈 적 있어? How would you say that in English? by any chance, is it too formal? No, it's not too formal at all. It's very, very day-to-day, it's used day-to-day in day-to-day speech. 오케이, 지금 이거는 맞지 않은 게 욜라봉님. Did you ever라고 하는 것과 recently가 충돌이 돼요. ever라고 하는 것은 평생을 놓고 얘기를 하는 거고 recently는 최근에를 놓고 얘기하는 거기 때문에 그걸 같이 쓰는 거는 중복이 돼서 you shouldn't do that, okay? And so now you could say, did you by any chance speak to Daphne? How do you spell Daphne? That's not this is not Daphne. Is it this? How do you spell Daphne? Oh, it's this. Okay. Did you by any chance speak to Daphne recently? However, today, I mean, this is like the full version, right? It's the complete version of the question. But you will hear a lot of native speakers say it like this. Any chance you've spoken to Daphne recently? 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 혹시 최근에 Daphne랑 얘기한 적 있니? Any chance you've spoken to Daphne recently? So, starting a question with any chance, just like this, okay? So, any chance, and then just almost any kind of complete sentence after any chance, okay? It works. Try it. Give me another example with a question in a question form like this. Try using it, and yeah, try it. Any chance? Try it. It works with almost anything. It works with almost anything.
Any chance you've spoken to Daphne recently?
Yeah. Any chance you've spoken to Daphne recently? Any chance you visited that place recently? Okay. Any chance you've confessed to her? Okay. Any chance you can come to the party? Good. Yeah. Very good. Yeah. Any chance you peed outside? Okay. Any chance you can visit the grocery store on your way home? Yeah, very good, very good. Any chance you've spoken to Daphne? Yeah. Any chance I can get an orthopedic chair? Yeah. Any chance you've hung out with them recently? Any chance you visited the restaurant recently? Yeah. So any chance can work. I mean, I can't think of anything that doesn't work with any chance. Okay. So whenever you want to ask for even the slightest possibility that something is true or something happened, okay? So, another example that I have not seen yet is something like this. Like, any chance you have, what is something that someone is not likely to have? Like a lighter, maybe, right? Any chance you have a lighter on you? Any chance you have a lighter on you? Hey, any chance you have a lighter on you? Okay. And so this is, another question that you might hear. It could be cash. It could be anything, right? Yeah, any chance you have a nail clipper on you? Yeah. Right. Do any of you guys actually carry a nail clipper? Or is that because I don't know, do girls do that? Like maybe a mirror. Someone might ask for a mirror. Any chance you have a mirror on you? Although most people can use a smartphone as a mirror nowadays, so I guess a mirror is not something that people carry around that much these days. Any chance you can lend me $10? Right, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay, all right. Anyway, so, hey, any chance you've spoken to Daphne recently? So, in B's response, let's imagine that you want to begin your response kind of like this. Daphne? 아니. 마지막으로 걔랑 얘기한 게, and then you're searching your memory, right? So how would you do that? Daphne? 아니. 마지막으로 걔랑 얘기한 게, and you're trying to, you're kind of going back in time and searching your memory. How would you do that? Okay, so this is easy, right? Okay, this is easy. Daphne? No. The last time I talked to her was and I think someone asked earlier about using talked instead of spoken, and that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Any chance you've talked to Daphne recently? And again, I forgot to mention this, but you don't have to use the present perfect tense. You can just say any chance you spoke to. And that's fine too. So any chance you spoke to, any chance you've spoken to, any chance you talked to, same deal. Any chance you talked to, you can just use the past tense. Any chance you've talked to, they're all the same, okay? All right. So any chance you've spoken to Daphne recently? Daphne? No. The last time I talked to her was 너랑 크리스랑 작년 여름에 네 친구네 식당에서 였지. How do we say this? Easy, right? It's like this is like toddler level stuff, right? I mean, I shouldn't even be testing you for this. This is like so easy. But I just kind of want to give you a chance, just in case you guys want to try it out before I show you. Okay. So the last time I talked to her was with you and Chris at your friend's restaurant. Last summer가 먼저 나오는 게 좋겠네요. Last summer at your friend's restaurant. Remember? Daphne? No. The last time I talked to her was with you and Chris last summer at your friend's restaurant. Remember? Any chance you've spoken to Daphne recently? Daphne? No. The last time I talked to her was with you and Chris last summer at your friend's restaurant, remember?
Any chance you've spoken to Daphne recently?
Okay. Oh, wait. Hold on a second. Okay, that's very low for some reason. Okay.
Any chance you've spoken to Daphne recently? Daphne, no. The last time I talked to her was with you and Chris.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Hey, any chance you've spoken to Daphne recently? Daphne? No. The last time I talked to her was with you and Chris last summer at your friend's restaurant, remember? Okay. 그렇구나. I see도 돼. I see. 오케이. I see도 되죠. 어제 혹시 I see가 있었나요? 대화에. 그렇죠? 오늘은 right로 해 볼게요. right. right. 이렇게도 많이 얘기해요. right. right. 여러분이 B라면 이 시점에서 뭐라고 해요? What would you say at this point? What would you say here? What would you say? Hey, any chance you've spoken to Daphne recently? Daphne? No, the last time I talked to her was with you and Chris last summer at your friend's restaurant, remember? Right. 그쵸? Why? Why? 혹시 걔한테서 뭐 메시지나 뭐 DM 같은 거 받은 건 없지? 없었지? 자, 오늘 저희가 다루는 이 혹시라는 표현은요. 혹시를 그러니까 우리가 혹시라는 말을 쓸 때 그 말을 할 때 영어에서는 그게 뭐 어떤 얘기냐에 따라서 표현이 많아요. 이게 딱 혹시랑 1대1로 정확히 매칭되는 건 없고 그 중에서 그 많은 것들 중에서 오늘 저희가 집중하는 것은 혹시 하고 부정형으로 묻는 부분이에요. 혹시 이러진 않았지? 혹시 저러진 않았지? 혹시 이런 건 못 봤? 너 혹시 이런 건 모르지? 이런 식으로 얘기를 할 때가 있어요. 영어에서도 딱 그런 식으로 얘기할 때가 많이 있는데 그럴 때는 뭐 그것도 여러 가지가 있어요. 여기서 볼 거는 I don't suppose 예요. I don't suppose. I don't suppose. 그래서 I don't suppose you've gotten a message from her or like a DM. 땡땡. I don't suppose you've gotten a message from her or like a DM. 이런 식으로요. 뭐 굳이 붙인다면 뭐 have you 뭐 이렇게 할 수도 있겠죠. You've gotten이니까. I don't suppose you've gotten a message from her or like a DM, have you? 이렇게 붙여도 되긴 하겠네요. 붙이거나 말거나. 네. 다시 말하지만 왜 한국어에서 그런 식으로 얘기할 때 있죠. 혹시 뭐 이런 거를 받은 적은 없지? 이렇게 그죠? 혹시 받았어? 이렇게 얘기하는 거랑 느낌이 좀 많이 다르죠. 뭐 결과적으로는 같은 말일지언정 느낌은 좀 다르죠. I don't suppose you've gotten a message from her or like a DM, have you? No. Let's see. 아닌데.
I don't suppose you've gotten a message from her or like a DM, have you?
Right. Okay. All right. Any chance you've spoken to Daphne recently? Daphne? No, the last time I talked to her was with you and Chris last summer at your friend's restaurant, remember? Right. Why? I don't suppose you've gotten a message from her or like a DM, have you? No. 이렇게 개인적으로 걔랑 얘기를 해본 적이 없었던 것 같아. 하면 어떻게 얘기할 수 있을까요? 개인적으로 걔랑은 얘기를 해본 적이 없는 것 같아. 한 번도 얘기해 본 적이 없는. 개인적으로 걔랑 얘기를 해본 적이 한 번도 없는 것 같아. How would you say that? 오케이. 뭐를 해본 적이 한 번도 없는 것 같아. 이 부분은 그쵸? 해본 적이 Okay. I don't think I've ever 지금은요 사실 이렇게 해도 되거든요. 이렇게 말하는 것도 충분히 자연스러워요. I've ever talked to her privately. 뭐 이렇게 얘기하는 것도 충분히 좋은데 조금 줄여서 그냥 이렇게요. I don't think we've ever talked privately. After surgery, difficulty concentrating. Ooh, I'm sorry to hear that, 임광재님. Was it a big surgery? Was it? Hey, I think I kind of understand what you're going through because recently I was going through a very tough time health-wise, and I was just telling the people earlier that it was really difficult, nearly impossible to get any kind of work done. I couldn't concentrate on anything. So, yeah. I'm very sorry to hear that. I'm going to name. Was it a big surgery? Big surgery? Yes, big surgery? Oof. I'm very sorry to hear that. You didn't have like an accident, did you? Yeah, we really hope you get better soon. I'm going to name. 슝슝님, I've ever가 되면 talk to her가 나와야 돼요. I don't think I've ever talked to her privately. Personally는 개인적으로. 개인적으로랑 사적으로랑 같은 건가? Personally는요, 그러니까 직접이라는 의미에 더 가깝고요. 지금은 이제 사적으로, 그러니까 둘이서만이기 때문에 personally가 아니라 privately여야 해요. 이제 사적인 의미인 거기 때문에 personally는 내가 직접 이렇게 you know what I mean? No, I don't think we've ever talked privately. 자, 여기서 이제 뒤에 나오는 얘기를 어떤 얘기를 할 거냐면 뭐 우리가 뭐 친구인 건 맞는데 그건 뭐 크리스 때문이지. 너도 알잖아. 이런 얘기를 하고 싶어요. 우리가 뭐 친구인 건 맞는데 뭐 그건 사실 크리스 때문인 거 너도 알잖아. By the way, 제가 얘기를 안 했던 게 크리스랑 Daphne are they're either married or they're going out. So basically they're a couple, okay? So Chris and Daphne are either married or they're just in a relationship, let's say, okay? Okay. 물론 이것도 뭐 정답이라는 건 없어요. 그냥 I'm just trying to give you the context before we actually go through the sentence, okay? So I'm going to say, I mean, we're friends, I guess. But that's just because of Chris. You know that. 왜? 뭔데? 뭔데 뭐죠? It's easy, right? 쉽죠? 왜 뭔데? 그죠? What is it? due to Chris라고 하면은요. 크리스로 인해서 약간 이렇게 말이 나오는 거거든요. 그래서 좀 어색해요. 의미적으로 틀린 건 아닌데 크리스로 인해서 좀 말이 좀 이상하죠. 그래서 그냥 크리스 때문에 because of Chris. I don't suppose you've gotten a message from her or like a DM, have you? No. I don't think we've ever talked privately. I mean, we're friends, I guess, but that's just because of Chris. You know that. Why? What is it? No, I don't think we've ever talked privately. I mean, we're friends, I guess, but that's just because of Chris. You know that. Why? What is it? Just spit it out. 그쵸? Hey, any chance you've spoken to Daphne recently? Daphne? No. The last time I talked to her was with you and Chris last summer at your friend's restaurant, remember? Right. Why? I don't suppose you've gotten a message from her or like a DM, have you? No, I don't think we've ever talked privately. I mean, we're friends, I guess, but that's just because of Chris. You know that. Why? What is it?
No, I don't think we've ever talked privately.
Whoops.
I mean, we are friends, I guess, but that's just because of Chris. You know that? Why? What is it?
이 you know that은 you에 좀 강세를 줬어요. You know that. 너도 알잖아. 약간 이 톤을 그대로 살려보세요. You know that. 너도 알잖아. You know that. You know that. 이 I guess를 이렇게 얘기를 한 거는 아마 다들 느끼시고 계실 거예요. 왜 여기서 I guess라고 했는지. 근데 한번 I just want to hear it from you guys. So why is this person saying we're friends, I guess? Why are we saying, why is B saying this? 비슷해요. 근데 언제나 그렇듯이 무슨 어떤 얘기를 하느냐에 따라 그때그때 조금 더 어울리는 게 있을 수는 있어요. 하지만 의미적으로만 보면 it's basically the same thing. They're basically the same thing. 성극기까지는 아니고요. No. 자기 생각이라서. 뭐 그러니까 확실히 친구라고 할 수는 있긴 한가? 뭐 친구라고 볼 수도 있긴 하지. 약간 이런 정도라서 그런 거예요. So it's kind of hard. I mean, this B person is not even sure if he can say that they're friends. But I guess you can kind of say that we're friends. We're kind of friends. 약간 그런 거랑 we're kind of friends라고 하는 거랑 비슷한 거죠. Okay. 네. Okay. Right. So 그런 느낌으로 얘기를 하는 거예요, 지금. Okay. No, I don't think we've ever talked privately. I mean, we're friends, I guess. 딱 이 느낌이에요. We're friends, I guess. But that's just because of Chris. You know that. Why? What is it? 쿨한 척 하는 거 아니냐고요? I don't know. Maybe. Who knows, right? Maybe. You never know. Hey, any chance you've spoken to Daphne recently? Daphne? No. The last time I talked to her was with you and Chris last summer at your friend's restaurant, remember? Right. Why? I don't suppose you've gotten a message from her or like a DM, have you? No. I don't think we've ever talked privately. I mean, we're friends, I guess, but that's just because of Chris. You know that. Why? What is it? 딱 한 번만 더 답답하게 굴게요. 혹시 걔 인스타에 올린 거 못 봤지? 너 혹시 걔 인스타에 올린 거 못 봤지? I just wanted to show you different versions of 혹시 what I just wanted to show you. Exactly, right? Jesus. Okay. You didn't happen to. 아마 여러분이 익숙하게 느끼시는 이 happen to의 활용은 그냥 일반적인 질문일 거예요. Did you happen to? Did you happen to? 그렇죠? 근데 이미 이 사람은 어느 정도 그럴 거라는 추정이 있는 거예요. 이미 어느 정도는 못 봤을 거라고 예상은 가지만 혹시 해서 혹시라는 게 그래서 묻는 거잖아요. 그죠? 혹시라도 어떤 조금이라도 가능성이 있을까 봐. 그래서 혹시 못 봤지? 이렇게도 많이 얘기를 해요. 모르겠어요. 여러분이 한국어를 얘기할 때 이런 식으로 묻지 않을 수도 있지만 영어에서는 이렇게 많이 물어요. 그리고 그게 이런 느낌이고요. You didn't happen to did you? 이렇게도 많이 얘기를 해요. Right? So you didn't happen to see her Instagram post, did you? You didn't happen to see her Instagram post, did you? I promise this was the last 혹시. 이게 마지막 혹시였어요. Okay. I promise that's it. 이제 혹시 없어요. 잠깐만 있나? 아하. 한 번 더 있다. 한 번 더 있어요. 바로 나오는 건 아니고요. 조금 있다가 좀 이따 한 번 더 나와요. 근데 그 혹시는 또 달라져요. 혹시 이러진 않았지가 아니라 혹시나 해서 이런 느낌으로 얘기를 할 거예요. You didn't happen to see your Instagram post, did you? 아니, 난 그거 뭐 사용 안 해. How do you say this? No, I don't use it. 거기에 거의라는 말을 넣으면 Okay, rarely 좋아요. I rarely use that. 근데 rarely라고 하면은 그래도 쓰긴 쓴다라는 느낌이 들어요. I barely use가 좀 더 이것도 마찬가지예요. 여기서는 hardly라고 해야 돼요. No, I hardly use that thing. No, I hardly use that thing. No, I hardly use that thing. I hardly use that thing. 왜 thing이라는 말을 붙였을까요? 그냥 I hardly use that 해서 말을 끝내도 되지만 왜 이 thing을 넣음으로써 어떤 느낌을 살리고자 하는 거죠? 그딴 거. 네, 비슷해요. 뭐 그런 거 그딴 거이긴 한데 어찌 됐거나 그것과 나와 거리를 두는 거예요. 그래서 그게 뭐 한국어로 그딴 거냐 그런 거냐 뭐 맞기도 하고 안 맞기도 하고 볼 수 있는데 이제 중요한 거는 그것과 나와 거리를 둠으로써 왜냐면 지금 맥락이 그런 거잖아요. 그렇죠? 나는 잘 모르는 거다. 내가 그렇게 크게 좋아하는 게 아니다. 그러면서 이렇게 거리감을 두는 느낌을 주는 게 이제 that thing. 오케이. 옛날에 빌 클린턴이 모니카 루인스키랑 뭐 그런 거 없었다라고 할 때 I never had anything to do with that woman이라고 이렇게 that woman이라고 했다고 해서 막 미디어에서 난리 났었어요. 저 사람 저런 언어 쓰는 거 보면은 저 거리감 일부러 두는 거 봐. 막 이랬었어요. Do you guys remember that? No? Okay, never mind. Let's see. You didn't happen to see her Instagram post, did you? No, I hardly use that thing. 걔를 팔로우하고 있는 것 같긴 한데 아니 데프니에 대해서는 왜 자꾸 묻는데 I don't know why I have such a clear memory of that. 자, 여기 보세요. No, I hardly use that thing. 아니, 나 그거 사용도 안 하는데. 자, 그런데 이 얘기가 나오죠, 갑자기. 앞의 내용과 뭔가 갑자기 상반되는 느낌인데, 그래서 이걸로 이어갈 때 어떤 표현을 쓰는 게 잘 이어줄까요? 이런 약간 뭔가 둘 다 사실이기라고 하기에 뭔가 그래? 이러면서 이렇다고? 그렇죠. Although 이럴 때 although를 쓰는 거예요. 이럴 때 although를 쓰는 거예요. 이것도 사실이지만 그와 상반되는 내용도 사실인 거. 오케이? 그렇지만 뭐 크게 중요한 건 아니고 그냥 그렇죠. 지금 그냥 살짝 그냥 중간에 삽입시키는 내용이죠. 이렇지만 그냥 뭐 이거 크게 중요한 오케이. 그래서 이럴 때 although를 쓰는 거예요. Although I think I am following her. 그래서 am에 조금 스트레스를 주는 게 좋아요. am이 약간 뭐 노란색은 아니고 I think I am 약간 여기에 그 스트레스를 좀 주는 게 좋아요. Although I think I am following her. Okay. No, I hardly use that thing. Although I think I am following her. Okay, so what is it? Why are you asking me about Daphne? Okay, you didn't happen to see her Instagram post, did you? No, I hardly use that thing. Although I think I am following her. What is it? Why are you asking me about Daphne? Why are you asking me about Daphne?
You didn't happen to see her Instagram post, did you?
Okay. No, I hardly use that thing. Although I think I am following her. What is it? Why are you asking me about Daphne? Okay, 다시 처음부터 한번 볼게요. Hey, any chance you've spoken to Daphne recently? Daphne? No. The last time I talked to her was with you and Chris last summer at your friend's restaurant, remember? Right. Why? I don't suppose you've gotten a message from her or like a DM, have you? No, I don't think we've ever talked privately. I mean, we're friends, I guess, but that's just because of Chris. You know that. Why? What is it? You didn't happen to see her Instagram post, did you? No, I hardly use that thing. Although I think I am following her. What is it? Why are you asking me about Daphne? Never mind. I like that. I actually really, really like that. Never mind. Ah, never mind. You son of a... right? Do you know people like this? This is cyberbullying. What? I don't do that. I sound much more like B, don't I? Yeah. 그쵸? Why do you keep asking? 제가 자꾸라고 아까 했죠? 그래서 네, 맞아요. Why do you keep asking me about Daphne? 뭐 해도 되고요. Why are you asking me about Daphne? Yeah. 얼굴에 주지 모르겠어. 이거 봐봐. 이게 뭔 거 같아? Okay, so A shows B the Instagram post. 아, 느낌이 넌 이게 뭔 거 같아? 넌 이게 뭔 거 같니? 이게 맞겠네요. 넌 이게 뭔 거 같니? 뭔 거? 무엇인 거?이죠. 봐봐. 띄어 쓰는 거죠. 봐봐. 아, 끊긴다고요? Really? Is everybody experiencing network latency? Yeah? Oh, that's odd. I am not sure why. Okay, looks like a lot of people are experiencing some latency. Hannah is okay. Hannah, but Hannah, you're in the UK, right? And you're not experiencing any latency while everyone is in Korea is experiencing latency. 안녕하세요, 빨간 모자. Wow, that is hello there. Nice to meet ya. Welcome to the stream. It's nice to have you here. Anyway. Here. 사실 그냥 here 해도 되겠죠? 뭐 here take a look at this 뭐 다 좋지만 here 그냥 here라고 하죠. here. 자, 근데 넌 이게 뭔 거 같니? 인데 넌 이게 무슨 뜻인 거 같니? 이면 뭐라고 하시겠어요? 넌 이게 무슨 뜻인 거 같니? 오케이. 자, 오늘은 새로운 표현을 한번 배워볼게요. What do you make of this? 딱 이런 흐름에서 딱 이런 말을 할 때 어울리는 표현이에요. What do you make of this? Here, what do you make of this? 많이 들어본 사람도 있죠. 아마 많이 들어봤을 거예요. 정찬우님. 정찬우님 오랜만에 오셨나? 무슨 의미로 보여? 뭐 그것도 괜찮은 해석이네요. Yeah. I covered this? Really? 제가 한 가지 기억이 나는 게 저는 이제 기억이 나는 것 중에 하나가 I can't make heads or tails. 이런 약간 뭐랄까 idiomatic한 expression이 있어요. I can't make heads or tails. 이거랑 이제 같은 표현을 활용하는 거죠. I can't make heads or tails. 그러니까 뭐 이게 도대체 뭐가 뭔지 난 하나도 모르겠다라는 그런 얘기할 때 이런 약간 그걸 쓰는데 이 얘기를 하면서 같이 얘기했었나 보죠. 오케이. So 이거에 어떻게 보면은 질문 버전이 이거라고 볼 수 있겠죠. What do you make of this? 이게 뭔 것 같아? 무슨 의미인 것 같아? 딱 아까도 얘기했지만 딱 이런 느낌의 그쵸? 어떤 인스타그램 포스트를 보고 그게 무엇을 의미하는지. Okay. Okay. So here, what do you make of this? 이거 일상적으로 진짜 많이 쓰는 거예요. What do you make of this? Okay. What do you make of this? 걔가 이걸 올린 거야? 걔가 이걸 올린 거야? She posted this? She posted this? Did she post this도 맞아요. Did she post it도 맞는데 오늘은 she posted this? 왜냐면 충분히 예상되는 부분이니까. 충분히 뭐 그런 것으로 추정은 되지만 그냥 한번 확인차 거치는 질문인 거죠. She posted this? Yeah. 그냥 보여드릴게요. That's cryptic. 무슨 말이죠? That's cryptic. That's cryptic. 미스테리하다. Yeah. 네. 그러니까 it's not straightforward. It's not straightforward. 라고 하는 것과 거의 비슷한 말이죠. It's not straightforward. Something is being deliberately hidden and right. Something is not being it's not straightforward and it's deliberately being hidden. Okay. Cryptic. That's cryptic. That is cryptic. In another life가 여기선 무슨 뜻이야? 그쵸. 수수께끼라는 말이 맞겠네요. 수수께끼. Yeah. 수수께끼라는 말이 맞겠네요. That's right. yes. cryptocurrency라고 할 때랑 cryptic이라고 하는 그러니까 암호화되어 있는 것과 같은 그런 의미죠. Right. 그쵸. 어떤 특정 부분을 일컬으면서 그게 무슨 뜻일까라고 할 때 특히나 누가 한 얘기에 대해서 그럴 때는 what does she mean by 한 다음에 이제 그 사람이 한 얘기를 넣으면 돼요. In another life. What does she mean by in another life? You didn't happen to see her Instagram post, did you? No, I hardly use that thing. Although I think I am following her. What is it? Why are you asking me about Daphne? Here. What do you make of this? She posted this? Yeah. Oh, that's cryptic. What does she mean by another life, in another life? 그래서 너한테 보여주는 거야. 혹시 알 수 있을까 해서? Does this make sense? Okay, so I promise this is the last 혹시. Okay, this is the last 혹시, I promise. Okay, 그쵸? That's why. That's why I'm showing it to you. 혹시 네가 얘기해 줄 수 있을까 해서. 자, 얘기해 줄 수 있을까? 얘기해 줄 수 없을까? 둘 중에 하나죠. 그죠? I was wondering if maybe you could tell me. Maybe 넣어도 되고 안 넣어도 돼요. Yeah, it's either is fine. Either is fine. That's why I'm showing it to you. I was wondering if maybe you could tell me. I was wondering if maybe you could tell me. Did you happen to see her Instagram post? You didn't happen to see her Instagram post, did you? No, I hardly use that thing. Although I think I am following her. What is it? Why are you asking me about Daphne? Here, what do you make of this? She posted this? Yeah. That's cryptic. What does she mean by in another life? That's why I'm showing it to you. I was wondering maybe you could tell me. I was wondering if maybe you could tell me. 임광재님, it looks like you have a lot better concentration than I do. Even after that surgery, you're actually tuning in and listening to this. Wow, it's amazing. And hey, thank you very much for the extra support. Thank you for the super chat. You really didn't have to, but thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Very, very appreciate it. 앙이님? I thought you were extinct. What the hell happened? I thought 앙이님 was extinct. 전 앙이님 멸종한 줄 알았어요. What happened? What happened to you? Welcome back. It's so nice to see you again. Oh, that's cool. Did you put yourself into a robot? Like Cassandra? Wow. Pangyeon, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I will definitely get her some snacks and maybe even a toy doll. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Very, very appreciated. Connection got better? Maybe because of Angyenim and all these super chats, maybe. So maybe YouTube noticed, hey, there's some super, because you know they get a certain cut from that too. I think they get maybe about 30%. And they thought, hey, look, there's some super chats going on. Let's give them the bandwidth and give them better connection. That actually could be true. You never know. Hey, any chance you've spoken to Daphne recently? Daphne? No. The last time I talked to her was with you and Chris last summer at your friend's restaurant, remember? Right. Why? I don't suppose you've gotten a message from her or like a DM, have you? No, I don't think we've ever talked privately. I mean, we're friends, I guess, but that's just because of Chris. You know that. Why? What is it? You didn't happen to see her Instagram post, did you? No, I hardly use that thing. Although I think I am following her. What is it? Why are you asking me about Daphne? Here. What do you make of this? She posted this? Yeah. Well, that's cryptic. What does she mean by in another life? That's why I'm showing it to you. I was wondering if maybe you could tell me. 봤지? 내가 이래서 SNS 안 하는 거야. 근데 그 화질 쪽은 진짜 그렇게 한대요. 인기 많은 채널 화질을 빨리 좋게 해준다고 그러는데. It makes sense. Right? It makes sense. Okay. Okay. SNS 안 하는 거야. I don't use social media. 좋아요. I don't use social media 좋은데 그렇게 할까요? 내가 이래서 SNS를 멀리 하는 거야. 이것도 어렵지 않죠? 쉽죠? SNS를 멀리하다. 내가 이래서 SNS를 멀리하는 거야. 근데 너무 이게 한국어로는 그죠? Stay away from. 그죠? Stay away from. 그걸로 할게요. 왠지 그렇게 하고 싶었어요. 잠깐만. 뭔가 바뀐 것 같은데? B구나. Sorry about that. B네요. See? This is why I stay away from social media. People being all poetic. I hate that shit. See? This is why I stay away from social media. People being all poetic. I hate that shit. Okay, bye. I'm sorry, but the dialogue doesn't go that far. See, okay, so let me explain myself. My main goal with this dialogue was to show you any chance, and I don't suppose, have you? And you didn't happen to, did you? And I was wondering if maybe you could. So my main goal with this dialogue was to show you these phrases. Okay? I wasn't really concerned about where to take the dialogue. Okay? That was not my main concern. So, 점점 썸네일 어그로가 심해지는데 자꾸 들어오게 되는 매력이 있어요? Really? That's great. I want to put more eyes on this. 사람을 화나게 하는 방법 하나 하나 많은 것이고. And what's the other one? What's the other one? Hey, any chance you've spoken to Daphne recently? Daphne? No, the last time I talked to her was with you and Chris last summer at your friend's restaurant, remember? Right. Why? I don't suppose you've gotten a message from her or like a DM, have you? No. I don't think we've ever talked privately. I mean, we're friends, I guess, but that's just because of Chris, you know that. Why? What is it? You didn't happen to see her Instagram post, did you? No, I hardly use that thing. Although I think I am following her. What is it? Why are you asking me about Daphne? Here, what do you make of this? 이것도 뭐 추가된 표현이고요. 이 표현도 이러면서 그냥 보여주면 좋겠다 생각했어요. Here, what do you make of this? She posted this? Yeah. Cryptic 이 단어도요. That's cryptic. What does she mean by? 이 활용도 좀 한 번 더 보았으면 좋겠고요. What does she mean by in another life? That's why I'm showing it to you. I was wondering if maybe you could tell me. See, this is why I stay away from social media. People being all poetic. I hate that shit. 그래 뭐 뭔가 일이 있는 것 같긴 한데. So how do you say this? What do you make of this를요? 그냥 한국어로 그냥 해석을 한다면 저라면 이게 무슨 의미인 것 같으냐? 이게 무슨 의미인 것 같으냐? Hey 문종희님, did you just join us? Yeah, sorry about that. I actually didn't schedule this stream in advance. I started the stream almost exactly as I was. Well, yeah, I didn't really schedule it in advance. Sorry about that. I didn't know I would be streaming today. She posted something cryptic. That's okay. Okay. Well, she's obviously going through something. 그걸 뭐라고 하죠? 그 왜 영어로 아마 많이들 아실 거예요. 그 왜 중년의 어느 나이가 돼서 겪는 어떤 그런 갱년기가 아니라 그 뭐라고 하지? 왜 중년에 겪는 그거 있잖아요. 약간 뭔가 갑자기 삶을 돌아보면서 yeah, midlife crisis. 중년기예요, 그게? 중년기예요? 중년의 위기? 그러네. 그냥 midlife 그대로네. midlife crisis. Okay. Probably a midlife crisis. 오춘기요? 오춘기? What's 오춘기? 오춘기요? Really? 왠지 아닌 것 같은데. 제가 어디 가서 오춘기라고 진짜 해요? 오춘기 어떤 사연이? 펜션 사장님 이름. I know, right? Okay. See, this is why I stay away from social media. People being all poetic, I hate that shit. 라고 했어요. A가 아무 말도 안 하고 있으니까. Maybe, B. So in my imagination, B, suddenly realized that he or she may have responded a little harshly. So B, tries to get the conversation going. Says, okay, well, she's obviously going through something. Probably a midlife crisis. 근데 뭐든 간에 나라면 걱정하지 않겠어. How would you do that? How would you say this? Okay, well, she's obviously going through something, probably a midlife crisis. 근데 뭐든 간에 나라면 걱정하지 않겠어. Okay, whatever it is, I wouldn't worry about it. 이것도 좋아요. Whatever it is, 그게 뭐든 간에. Whatever it is, I wouldn't worry about it. 근데 whatever it is도 좋고요. 그게 사실상 뭐 더 좋고 나쁜 거라는 게 뭐 사실 기준이 없는데 그게 사실 왜냐면 더 많은 의미를 포함하고 있으니까. 근데 whatever it is 말고 이렇게 하는 거를 또 보여드릴게요. I wouldn't worry about it either way. Either way. I wouldn't worry about it either way. 사실 그냥 결과적으로 놓고 보면은 whatever it is 그게 뭐든 간에랑 비슷한 의미예요. Either way. Either way. 근데 either way라고 하는 것은 앞에서 내가 얘기한 probably a midlife crisis, it may be a midlife crisis, it may be not. 이제 그걸 가지고 얘기하는 거예요. 그게 그거 오춘기든 아니든 I wouldn't worry about it. 나라면 걱정하지 않겠어. Okay? So, she's she's obviously going through something. Probably a midlife crisis. But 하나 넣을까요? But I wouldn't worry about it either way. Okay. 문맥에서 차이가 어떤 걸까요? Anyway는 어쨌든 anyway 같은 경우는 어쨌든 이 either way는 이거든 저거든 그거든 아니든 약간 이런 느낌인 거고요. Anyway는 약간 어쨌든 그 활용되는 맥락이 좀 다르죠. Okay, well, she's obviously going through something. Probably a midlife crisis, but I wouldn't worry about it either way. I wouldn't worry about it either way.
No, I hardly use that thing. Although I think I am following her. What is it? Why are you asking me about Daphne?
No, I hardly use that thing, although I think I'm following her. What is it? Why are you asking me about Daphne?
Very good, YG.
Didn't you happen to see her Instagram post? Did you? No, I hardly use that thing, although I think I am following her. What is it? Why are you asking me about Daphne?
지금 여기서 살짝 실수를 하신 것 같은데 didn't you가 아니라 you didn't. You didn't. Did you? 이렇게 조합이 이루어져야 되겠죠? 순간 그냥 습관적으로 나온 것 같아요. Anyway.
Here, what do you make of this? She posted this? Yeah, that's cryptic.
Yeah, that's cryptic.
See, this is why I stay away from social media. People being all poetic. I hate that shit.
Yeah, I hate that shit.
That's why I'm showing it to you. I was wondering if maybe you could tell me.
All right, very, very good. Very good. Hey, any chance you've spoken to Daphne recently? Daphne? No. The last time I talked to her was with you and Chris last summer at your friend's restaurant, remember? Oh, right. Why? I don't suppose you've gotten a message from her or like a DM, have you? No, I don't think we've ever talked privately. I mean, we're friends, I guess, but that's just because of Chris. You know that. Why? What is it? You didn't happen to see her Instagram post, did you? No, I hardly use that thing. Although I think I am following her. What is it? Why are you asking me about Daphne? Here, what do you make of this? She posted this? Yeah. That's cryptic. What does she mean by in another life? That's why I'm showing it to you. I was wondering if maybe you could tell me. See, this is why I stay away from social media. People being all poetic. I hate that shit. Okay, well, she's obviously going through something. Probably a midlife crisis. But I wouldn't worry about it either way. 오케이. 이번 지금 계속해서 B가 하는 얘기로 끝나는데요. B가 얘기를 쭉 할 건데 이번에는 오케이. 그냥 얘기해 볼게요. 이 얘기를 해 보세요. 정말 심각한 문제였으면은 정말 뭐 이런 식으로 도움 요청을 하겠어? 라고 해 보세요. 걔가 정말 심각한 문제였다면 정말 이런 식으로 뭐 도움을 요청을 하겠어? 이 말을 어떻게 하면 좋을까요? 정말 심각한 문제였다면 이러겠어? 자, 이거는 비교적 쉬운 건데요. 왜냐면 그냥 아주 평범한 기본적인 가정법 문장이 필요한 거죠. If it was something serious, 저라면은요, 물론 would she라고 할 것 같긴 한데 지금 JC님이 하신 것처럼 she wouldn't have 라고 해도 되죠. 물론 왜냐면 결과적으로는 그 얘기이긴 하니까. 근데 이러겠어? 정말 이러겠니? 저라면은요, 이런 식의 질문은 do you think로 얘기를 할 것 같아요. Do you think? Do you think? Okay, so if it was something serious, do you think, 심지어 do you really think she would, reach out for help like this? 저라면 이렇게 얘기를 할 것 같아요. If it was something serious, do you really think she would reach out for help like this? So, if it was something serious, do you really think would? If it was something serious, do you really think she would reach out for help like this? See, this is why I stay away from social media. People being all poetic. I hate that shit. Okay, well, she's obviously going through something. Probably a midlife crisis. But I wouldn't worry about it either way. If it was something serious, do you really think she would reach out for help like this? JJ님 says you never know. That's true. You never know. Okay. 마지막 거 하죠. Last line. 그렇게 걱정되면 그냥 전화해서 물어봐. 그렇게 걱정되면 전화해서 물어봐. 뭐 하나 추가해볼까요? 너가 걔를 아끼는 마음이 있다는 건 알지만 이런 말은 어떻게 하죠? 그쵸? I know you care about her. 잠깐만. 그게 한국어로 뭐지? 마음이 약해진다고 해야 되나? 누구한테 마음이 약해지다 이런 말이 있나? 네. I was thinking soft spot. I know you have a soft spot for her. 이게 한국어로 뭐라고 하는 게 적절할까요? I know you have a soft spot for her. So if you have a soft spot for someone, it means that you tend to be more understanding and be more lenient, be more acceptive, be more forgiving, and overall towards someone. Okay? 마음 약한 구석. Yes, 그쵸. 그런 식으로 표현하는 거랑 굉장히 비슷하네요. Spot. 뭔가 공간의 얘기를 하는 거 보니까. So, look, if it was something serious, do you really think she would reach out for help like this? Yeah, I know you have a soft spot for her, but I'm sure it's nothing. 뭐 이렇게 얘기를 해볼게요. 그리고 마지막으로, look, if you're that worried about her, just call her and ask. 아니면 아니면 아예 크리스한테 전화해서 물어보던가. Kiss the girl? What? 여러분은 어떤지 모르겠는데 저는요. 왜냐면 지금 A를 저는 이제 남성으로 보고요. 저는 이걸 어떻게 상상을 했냐면 the way I imagine this is that so here we go. Okay. So Chris and Daphne, they are a couple. And A is a friend. And I'm a friend. So there are four people, there are four friends. And Daphne and Chris are related. Well, no, they're not related, but they're in a relationship. And A, let's just say that A, for some reason, has a soft spot for Daphne. Maybe, I don't know, maybe A had feelings for her, at some point, and he's always kind of had a soft spot for her. That's kind of how I imagine this, because I've seen something like this before. And so in my mind, it's, I mean, of course, this would be the most intuitive thing to do, right? This would be the most obvious thing to do, but for some reason, I thought that this would be a better solution. It would be better to call Chris rather than Daphne herself, right? So here I'm going to say, or better yet. Or better yet, call Chris and see what's up. Look, if you're that worried about Chris, just call. If you're that worried about her, just call her and ask. Or better yet, call Chris and see what's up. What is the omo at the end? Okay. 막장 스토리를 영어로 뭐라고 표현하나요? 도파민 터지는. I don't know what that means, but 막장 스토리요? Is it like trash? Yeah, I'd say like a trashy soap opera or trashy drama. Kim Kardashian 이 바로 나와요. I don't really know, but I would say like a trashy soap, or like cheap. You could say very cheap soap opera. You could say cheap. I think cheap kind of has a lot to do with the way we, what we refer to when we say 막장. Yeah. Okay, so this is the last thing that B says. B says, A is kind of, I don't know, maybe A is kind of embarrassed about how B is responding, and so B says, look, okay, well, she's obviously going through something, but probably a midlife crisis. But I wouldn't worry about it either way. If it was something serious, do you really think she would reach out for help like this? Look, I know you have a soft spot for her, but I'm sure it's nothing. Look, if you're that worried about her, just call her and ask. Or better yet, call Chris and see what's up. That's it. Hey, any chance you've spoken to Daphne recently? Daphne? No. The last time I talked to her was with you and Chris last summer at your friend's restaurant, remember? Oh, right. Why? I don't suppose you've gotten a message from her or like a DM, have you? No, I don't think we've ever talked privately. I mean, we're friends, I guess, but that's just because of Chris. You know that. Why? What is it? You didn't happen to see her Instagram post, did you? No, I hardly use that thing. Although I think I am following her. What is it? Why are you asking about Daphne? Here. What do you make of this? She posted this? Yeah. That's cryptic. What does she mean by in another life? That's why I'm showing it to you. I was wondering if maybe you could tell me. See, this is why I stay away from social media. People being all poetic. I hate that shit. Okay, well, she's obviously going through something. Probably a midlife crisis. But I wouldn't worry about it either way. If it was something serious, do you really think she would reach out for help like this? I know you have a soft spot for her, but I'm sure it's nothing. Look, if you're that worried about her, just call her and ask. Or better yet, call Chris and see what's up. Never mind. No way. Okay, so, don't worry about the story. Don't worry too much about what's really happened. Just focus on the... Oh, no, wait. Okay, so think about the story. I want you to, because, context is everything, as I always say. But don't worry too much about what that post was, okay? It's just some stupid, cryptic Instagram post, okay? 세상이 날 억까해도 난 이겨내겠다. Maybe. 스토리를 들어보니 B가 T 같네요. F는 아님. So looking through that MBTI lens, huh? All right, one last time, okay? One last time, then we're going home. Hey, any chance you've spoken to Daphne recently? Daphne? No, the last time I talked to her was with you and Chris last summer at your friend's restaurant, remember? Right. Why? I don't suppose you've gotten a message from her or like a DM, have you? No, I don't think we've ever talked privately. I mean, we're friends, I guess, but that's just because of Chris. You know that. Why? What is it? You didn't happen to see her Instagram post, did you? No, I hardly use that thing. Although I think I am following her. What is it? Why are you asking me about Daphne? Here, what do you make of this? She posted this? Yeah. That's cryptic. What does she mean by in another life? That's why I'm showing it to you. I was wondering if maybe you could tell me. See, this is why I stay away from social media. People being all poetic. I hate that shit. Okay, well, she's obviously going through something. Probably a midlife crisis, but I wouldn't worry about it either way. If it was something serious, do you really think she would reach out for help like this? I know you have a soft spot for her, but I'm sure it's nothing. But I'm sure it's nothing. Look, if you're that worried about her, just call her and ask. Or better yet, call Chris and see what's up. Oh, did I? I must have forgot. Okay, so everybody look at what 과자님 is doing. 과자님이 지금 뭐 하고 계신지 보세요. Look at what he's doing. And I want you to just randomly remind yourself in the chat, just randomly remind yourself which expression you thought was most interesting or something that just kind of, that was most impressive to you or something that was just interesting in general. Reach out for help. Okay, very good. Okay, what do you make of this? Yeah. So what do you make of this is basically how would you translate this? What do you think it means? It's basically, I don't suppose. Okay, what do you make of? I don't suppose, yeah. So I don't suppose, it usually it's followed by a tag question like this. Tag question은 뭐라고 하지? I don't suppose나 you didn't happen to는 보통 이렇게 did you? 로 이어져요. 이런 tag question으로요. Okay. If it was something serious, do you really think she would reach out? Yeah. So if it's something serious, do you really think? Okay. Suppose you've gotten a message from her, right? I wouldn't worry about it either way. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it either way. So whether that is the case or not, don't worry about it. I wouldn't worry about it, so you shouldn't worry about it. Any chance you've been to the police station recently? So any chance. Must have slipped your mind. I guess it must have. What do you make of this? Or better yet. 무슨 얘기를 해놓고 아니면 심지어 아예 그냥 이렇게 해버려라. 뭔가 더 간단하거나 더 좋은 어떤 솔루션이 갑자기 생각난다면. Okay. I hardly use that thing. Yeah, I hardly use that thing. I hardly drive that thing. Yeah. Any chance you've spoken to her recently? Okay. 부가의문문. 오, okay. 전주 저에 어쩌다 보니 계정이 갈려서. Okay. I was wondering if you didn't happen to, did you? That's cryptic. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's pretty much it. Okay, let's call it a night. We are calling it a night. save. Okay, so the entire script is saved in the description section right below the video that you're watching now, right below that like button. So do what you want with it. The best way to make use of it. The best way to make use of it is to actually use it as a script, because that's what it is. And try to go through the script with someone else who is also trying to learn some English, practice English, right? Go through the script, change roles, go through it again many, many times until you can almost memorize it, right? And just try to be very realistic, because remember how they say that you should always practice as if it's you're doing the real thing, right? So because that's because that experience is what you need, right? Okay. All right. Right. Thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. I hope this helps, and I hope I can see you again very soon in a future live stream or in a future lesson like this one. If I'm feeling good enough, and if nothing comes up tomorrow evening, I will probably be streaming over on the Toddler channel. We have a third part of we're going on we have a third version of a dialogue that we've been working on for the past several days, right? So we're gonna do that again. I'm not making any promises, but I'm gonna do my best to stream over on the Toddler channel tomorrow. Okay, so thanks again. Thank you YG for these messages. They really help. I mean, I should really be the one doing this, but thank you anyway. Really appreciate it. Okay, so enjoy the rest of your evening, guys, and I'll see you guys soon.
Seeds we plant, every stitch you sow, and you know